Hey everyone, it's Ephraim225 and I'm here with the final playthrough of my current RageFest submissions. This is my submission into RageFest 5, the most recent one, so you're probably already familiar with it, but in case you haven't been watching any of Marky Joe's videos, and why aren't you, this is Fire Emblem Colm's Big Heist. This is a pretty landmark submission, I guess you could say. It's the first Fire Emblem RageFest submission I made using Sacred Stones instead of Blazing Sword. And I just went all out and did a ton of cool stuff with this one. I wanted to make like a RageFest with a really new objective. This is also the first time in the RageFest contest that we were allowed to use multiple Grotto got some sick karma for the war. This was the first time we were allowed to use multiple chapters, so this is actually a 3-chapter submission, so that's going to be interesting. So, the inspiration for this ROM hack comes from Fire Emblem Thracia 776. That's the only game in this series where you're allowed to capture enemies and steal their weapons, and around this time someone had come out with a capture assembly hack for Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, so I decided to use that and base the chapter's gimmick and story all around that. You in this chapter, in this submission rather, your goal is to collect enough money to pay off Natasha's debt, and you do that by capturing enemies, taking their weapons, and selling them off. This was something that I very much enjoyed in Thracia 776. It's one of the only things I enjoy in Thracia 776. And I was kind of contemplating doing a playthrough of Thracia where you have to amass as much money as possible by the end of the game in items and weapons. Like, go for a high score kind of thing. But Thracia, to me, is not enjoyable enough to actually attempt that on top of everything else the game throws at you. So I decided to make a RageFest submission where that's the goal, to get as much money as possible, or at least to get a goal amount of money at least. And I also have a bunch of fun with Fire Emblem Sacred Stones at the same time, and Toho references. And Niami here has her beta portrait. This portrait is from the Fire Emblem prototype that was leaked online way back. Not all the portraits, but a good number of them are actually different in the prototype compared to the final version, and that's always interesting to check out if you go and look at prototype versions of games, see what was changed in the end. Like the Pokemon Gold beta that was leaked very recently, that is full of interesting stuff. Obviously very unfinished, but the changes that were made before the game was released, those are neat. The most inefficient, inaccurate, and expensive weapon type there is. Gives archery a run for its money. Why is dark magic so expensive and useless anyways? Well, not useless. In Fire Emblem 7, dark magic is very, very good. But there was only one dark user, and you had to complete a horrible side quest to get him. Okay, there were 2 dark users, but one at the end of the game, and one... yeah, you know. So yeah, the capture mechanic. It's a little different from how it originally worked in Thracia, but it's close enough. I'm okay with it. Pure laziness. Sometimes pure laziness is the answer to all your questions. So yeah, originally the goal of this chapter was to get 50,000 gold, but that wound up being completely awful because you had to like do a lot of grinding for money and stuff. So I nailed it back down to 25k. I put it down to 25k, and that wound up working out a lot better, with a chapter almost unchanged. And there's also a 30-turn time limit. That's because, for whatever reason, when I made this hack, you know how the number of enemy units is capped at 50? You can't have more than 50 enemy units on screen at a time. Oh, and there's also casual mode, by the way, if you're interested. You know how you can't have more than 50 enemy units on screen at the same time, and this can be abused? Well, for some reason when I made this hack, the game wouldn't spawn more than 50 enemies, as if it was pretending that all of the dead enemies were still alive. So I have no idea what was going on there, but doesn't really matter now. So I just slapped on a time limit. The game was originally going to spawn progressively tougher and tougher enemies the longer you took, which I think would have been an interesting thing too. But it's no matter now. Oh yeah, this is kind of a holdover from something else I was thinking of doing this Rage Fest, but the weapons are all knives, spoons, and spears. Well, the bows are in Magic are unchanged, but knives and spoons and stuff, it's very hilarious. Okay, so we have shamans here, and what we're going to do with them is we are going to put our ranged units. You have 2 ranged units at the start here, Ross and Yimi. So we're just going to lure in the shamans, let them get hit on the counterattack here, and then they will have basically the perfect amount of health in order to get captured on the next turn. There are Luna and Flux tomes around there, but this is Fire Emblem 8, so Luna is still useless. Let me check it out. Yep, 50 hit, 12 weight, and only 30 crit. Colm is also able to steal normally, but this is ill-recommended, and I actually don't think that was the most efficient move I could have made, but whatever. Ross is really the only one who needs experience points. Anyhow. Yeah, I probably should have captured with Nimi, but it's no problem now. So anyways, you can see that the capture mechanics work perfectly. You can take their items and then free them. Oh, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's good. So for these first few enemy phases, we're just going to be capturing shamans. I have no idea how to pronounce that word. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And we'll put it all into the supply convoy, which is associated with Colm instead of Erica, of course. Actually, Colm is in Erica's slots, so he has all of her growth rates, too. Oh, that was unfortunate. But I dodged, so I guess it's okay. But I'm not going to be able to, lure this guy on the next turn. Anyhow, you can also see that we have, HP bars. Well, not anymore, since I just killed the guy, but... the HP bars are another assembly hack that I'm very happy to have. It's nice. There were a couple of other assembly hacks that I wanted to put in, but not all of them are perfectly stable, of course. Let's see here. I suppose I will just put Ross here. So these are our first few enemies. They've got basic equipment. The archers always have a red gem on them, so you can steal those with Colm. I wanted to give the player something that they could steal, not just like having to capture all the time, because stealing is good too. I suppose the only thing missing from this is oh, and you can go into the supply any number of times, so try not to miss a chance to deposit your ill-gotten gains. Anyhow, I would have liked to make it so that you could steal weapons as well, but I'm not sure how to do that in Sacred Stones. I've done it in Blazing Sword, but not Sacred Stones. Alright, so we're gonna just snag this guy. And we'll take all of his stuff, too. Oh yeah, weapons in this game also have Fire Emblem Thracia 776 prices, so all of the iron weapons actually cost over 1,000 gold. Yeah, Thracia weapons are pretty expensive. Let's see here. So this is looking like a pretty good run so far. Let's see, I guess I will put you here. There are also red houses that you want to... Well, you don't want I should have visited one of them, actually. This one just spawns a single enemy reinforcement for reasons I've already gone into. This one over here, let's see, should I, I don't think I'm going to be able to show what it does, but I guess we'll talk about it in the future if we get there. Let's see, maybe I want to take care of the knight. You actually cannot capture the knights, their constitution is too high. Which is somewhat unfortunate. Oh, and we have mages coming in too. So I will take this guy. And our first level of the run. So if you visit this house... Hey look, it's Ewan for some reason. Or Ewan, Ewan. And yeah, I don't know why, I actually don't know why I did that, but he stands on the roof of the house. But that does have the effect of forcing him to go up here instead of down here, so that's very... I don't know why I did that. Maybe I wanted somebody to be able to kill Brigitte, who's just there for some reason. Because there are some valuable items in these chests that you can get to if you can get up there. So we'll just have to have him sit there for now. You know, sometimes I play through these hacks and I wonder what I was thinking. And I don't always have the answer to that question. Alright, so we'll let them sit there. Now we have to take care of these guys, actually, so... Let's start on that guy. And I will hit the knight with magic. And Ross can... I guess I'll just one-round this guy. I'll get rid of him too. You don't want to try and capture literally every unit, because you're going to get in trouble if you try that. Wow, nice dodge, Colm. Good thing they're all going after him, because he's technically the weakest unit. Oh, and I forgot about this. Yeah, I've actually been ignoring the enemy units for too long, so Franz shows up. You'll notice that there's a little bubble over his head when you select Colm, because that's because they can talk. You know what? He is overrated. I like the scene that I wrote, though. So yeah, you've recruited a paladin for all the good that'll do. Which is actually quite a lot, because he's very strong. I said he's very strong! Yeah. Let's see, where was I? I was, killing a shaman, wasn't I? Even Natasha can capture stuff. And maybe we can pull the mage away to, give us a little breathing room. But I don't imagine anyone can do much against it. So let's see, that's one enemy. That's two enemies. I like how Franz's guards just turn on him. But I suppose he turned on them, so that makes better sense. Okay, so this is actually going pretty good. Oh, thanks. I didn't need that critical hit. I was kind of hoping to snag the fire tome, but, you know, if you want to just kill everything you see, like everyone else does in this game, you know, that's fine. You can go ahead and do that. But not when I'm playing the game. Alright, so he had only one single flux spell, so we will, You can't go around capturing everybody, because that'll just get frustrating, so, let's see here. I guess I'll have Ewan join everybody else and contribute what he can. Stronger enemies are coming in, though. Let's see, where are we at right now, as far as money goes? I think we have about... Let's see, what does this guy have? Oh wait, can I? No, I can't steal him. Okay. Sometimes I forget what my own ROM hack implements. We gotta deal with this Cavalier now. Move over here. Yeah, I admit Ewan's not all that useful in this, but no matter. So we will have Ross. I gotta be careful with Ross, but I'll have him sit there to pull in the Cavalier. And I suppose I will have, let's see here. Now, just kill the archer. Nobody cares. And I guess we could start selling stuff. Gotta take it out of the supply first. So let's see here. Each of these flux tomes is worth 2,000, and I think the Lunas are 4,000, so we're off to a pretty good start. Oh, Ross, why did you get hit there? And yeah, Garcia shows up too. You recruit him with Ross. Same deal as Franz. Apparently, I can't remember if he said this exactly, but I think Marky Joe thinks this scene is funnier than the scene with Franz. I don't know, I think the Franz scene is funnier. Should have probably done something a little more with it. But now you've got Garcia, who is a lot stronger than everybody else, so this is good. And I never thought I'd say this, but I want a steel spoon. Yes, this works. The requirements for capturing are mostly the same as the requirements for rescuing, but I don't know, they might be a little different. What do we do with this guy? I'm gonna have to think about how I handle this spot. Let's see, take the steel spoon, take out more tomes to be sold later. I'm probably going to want to, I'll do this now. I'm pretty sure Franz can survive a hit there. And I'll just let the Cavalier come to me. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Oh, Franz even dodged, which I guess is not necessary because I was going to heal him anyways. And, let's see, I would like to be able to capture a few more guys here. That works, we'll capture him. This guy isn't holding anything, so we've got to drop him now. Let's keep selling stuff. 2,100, wow. Okay. Now what can Franz do with this guy? Yeah, we'll get rid of him. It's these archers you gotta watch for, because they're the ones with the red gems. You can't do too much when you're holding somebody. Kind of makes it difficult to fight. So I will use you to... Right, take the item, take, and drop. I can't move again? Okay, I can't move again. That's weird. See, should I just sell this? I'll think about it. Actually, I'll just sell it. Okay, so we have 16,000. We only need like 9,000 more. Can we get this guy into good range? Yes, we can. Alright, Ross, make Daddy proud. Yes! That's good. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and on the 15th turn, you get Lutz and Arthur. They're going to be helpful in the next chapter. You know, you can actually have a lot of fun writing the cast of Sacred Stones compared to the cast of Blazing Sword, but the Blazing Sword cast is pretty fun too. Yeah, I've always thought of, I've always held Sacred Stones as my favorite Fire Emblem. Actually, it and Path of Radiance are my favorites, but I guess I really actually started with Sacred Stones because, like, back when I was first introduced to this series through what else? Smash Brothers, I got to try Blazing Sword at a friend's house, but I actually wound up buying Sacred Stones because that's all I could find. Blazing Sword was rare for some reason where I'm from. So I got Sacred Stones and pretty much fell in love with the music, the cast, everything. And that's how I became a Fire Emblem fan. A thrilling tale, I'm sure. Alright, so we will just take the gem and we'll sell that. Is there anything on this guy? Okay, there's one thing. Oh yeah, you can't free somebody unless there's an empty space you can actually free them onto. I don't know if that's a bug or unintentional in some fashion, but, you know, maybe it is. Oh, that was actually lucky to not get hit by the Nosferatu. Unfortunately, I'm going to kill that guy so I can't capture and take it for myself, which I would have liked to. Can anybody weaken this guy without killing him? I'm just gonna not comment, I guess. Jeez, now I would have to get lucky. Where are we at? Just 5,000 more to go. So if I could get this red gem, then it would actually be perfect. I'm gonna have to take a hit from the... Myrmidon. Ross can handle that. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, we'll just I don't know anymore. Just move on to the next turn, I guess. Oh boy. Yeah, my luck has been so terrible with games lately. It's not... I don't even know what's going on. I can't play anymore because I'm so dang unlucky. Alright. I need to be careful for this. I'm just going to get rid of the Cavalier. Well, I have to attack it with somebody else now, though. Just get rid of these enemies. It's good. And there's going to be an armory right there. So we will do all of our selling there from now on. Or we could pull the enemies away, I think. Let's see. Can Loot kill that archer? 13 attack. And only 1 res. So she would do just enough damage to kill him. But I suppose, since we're very close to the end of the chapter anyways, we only need a little bit more gold. I'll sell the other items on the next turn, and that will be it for Chapter 1. And just in time, too, we have more enemies. These guys, In case you hadn't gotten enough gold by this point, the troubadours here have red gems and physics as well. And those are actually useful if you can get a couple, because, you know, obviously physics is a very good spell. But you do have plenty of healers by this point, given that you have a bishop and a mage knight now. So, let's do this. And that'll do. And that will be alright. Any gold that you get beyond the required 25,000, you don't have to, like, sell it immediately, because, because the check for how much gold you have, it only needs 25,000 to be passed, so, you know. You can do any more selling on the preparation screen in the second chapter. So I'm pretty sure the only things in the chests up there are gems, or expensive weapons, or I think silver. Actually, there's there's monster killing weapons there for some reason. Alright, so we'll take these, go into the armory, sell them. And you can actually buy a couple of other things. There's killer weapons here if you want to load up on those, but I don't exactly have time right now. So you're probably wondering what the other houses do. This house, as I said, it spawns one enemy knight. Not very intimidating. This house, on the other hand, yep. You see this? Boat ballista. Do they have actual range? I guess you can't see their range, but they are boat ballista. Very dangerous. So that's a mean trap. And in fact, if you kill this guy, I can't really show it now, but if you kill this guy, and you open that door, it causes another boat ballista to appear here. So that's kind of your punishment for trying to go for those chests. Anyhow, we're very close to the end here. I'll just collect some extra money. Maybe get some more EXP out of this. And then just have any unit visit the house here when you have 25,000 or more gold, and that's the chapter. And guess who the debt collector is? Ah, this guy, the most beautiful man in all of Fire Emblem. Yeah, interest, he says. So yeah, that's chapter 1, or stage 1 as I put it. Next time I'll see you for chapter 2, or stage 2 as I put it.